Hey besties, let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Ming Lee asked a question. Who can be mad in Hawaii? I said Brittany. Brittany mad at everybody. Chantel, every week she shows us why she should stay in a child's place. Denise, she just mad because somebody told her to be mad. Brandy, she's mad at Evelyn. Jen, she's mad at Evelyn. Evelyn, she's mad at Jen. Oh, baby. Now let's not talk about Ming and Ty. Duh. Well, welcome, besties. You are now behind the shade, and thanks for joining me. You know, I recap your favorite reality shows weekly. Now let's kiki and haha and get into another episode of Basketball Wives, Season 12, Episode 9. The new queen has arrived. Ciao. They didn't let Brittany name the episode. But besties, tell me, how would you rate this week's episode? Drop down in the comments, let me know. And please like the video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and make sure your notification bell is on. Ding dong. So that you know each and every time I post my content. Now, child. Ooh, so Denise, Ming Lee, and Chantel, they meet at Fixes. Hey, Kenny Johnson. We have a Fixes here in Sacramento. That's where he was the mayor. You know, he played in the NBA. And he has, I believe, 3 locations. And I think the other one is in some southern spot like Oklahoma or somewhere. And then he has the LA location in Sacramento. I've been there twice. The food is good. The food is good. You got to go. So Ming Lee tells Chantel that she got into it with her mom at Brandy's seasoning event. Chantel is no way tired or bothered. And that bothers me because I don't care how raggedy my mother is. You don't get to argue, fuss, and fight with my mama. So instead of defending her mother, she says, "What happened?" Ming Lee is like, she wants everyone out of her business, but she stay in my business. Chantel says, "Oh yeah, Jackie deflects a lot. She's in everybody's life, in their business, in their family, in their relationships, but no one can pull her on her." Jackie. So mainly asked Denise, did she peep how she was trying to see who was in Evelyn's corner at the event? You know, they did a little, I said, I'll call them flashbacks, but child Carlos King said they're called something else. Oh, no, he was, oh, never mind. I think he was talking about, you know, when production shows us a scene that they didn't air, that's called something else. So never mind. I'm calling it what it is. It's a flashback. So of of Jackie's trying to see who was in Evelyn's corner, who ain't. So Denise was in Evelyn's corner until after that event, she discovered that Evelyn is a rat. A rat. And I was like, oh, really? And then Evelyn calls Denise a name later. We'll get to that. And so she calls Evelyn a rat because she's asking people, like, so there she's asking around about who Chantel really is and what's the tea and all this and all that, trying to get information. So Evelyn called Denise, and then she added Brittany and Chantel to the conversation. And so she told them that Ty told her that Jackie had a bone on her daughter, right? Even Evelyn calls Denise asking her some information on Chantel. Just told you that, right? So then Denise called Chantel to see if Evelyn had talked to her. And she said no. And so she said, okay, that's it. Evelyn is booted off the island. Child, not you trying to start an alliance against the OGs. So now Ming Lee wants to play mediator and she wants the whole group to go to Hawaii on a girls' trip. She said, because ain't nobody talking to nobody. And I'm like, good luck on that. So Ty takes Evelyn out to lunch. They go eat. And so she tells her that she met up with Chantel and Brittany, and they said Denise was trying to figure out if Evelyn was genuine about Chantel and, Jackie's situation. And it's like, they're not even genuine about their own situation. How do you expect someone else to be genuine? Who even, child? No, she trying to figure out who was talking about her daughter. Jackie ran around that whole last week's episode talking about her daughter. That's what she trying to get to the bottom of it, and y'all just kind of like, because I don't think they even know about what's going on. So she was like, okay, so Evelyn says Denise needs to sit down and talk to her like a woman or be quiet. Because she trying to get information out of Denise. No, she's trying to figure out who was talking about Shanice. That's what Evelyn is doing, stupid. And since I mentioned stupid, let's talk about stupid. Denise has been on our TV screen for the last she wasn't there like the first one or two or whatever episodes, but we are in episode 9. Denise has no storyline. There's no background of her besides her having a kid or two, whatever. She has not created any defining moments. There's no defining moments. There's no surface level. Everything is just surface level. This bond is so fake and pre-recorded and rehearsed. It's just, why is she here? That's all I want to know. So surface level. She just here stirring the pot and getting mad. It's like she does whatever they tell her to do. Okay, girl, so be mad at Jackie. Okay, be mad at Evelyn. That okay. She's just here to stir the pot. So Ming Lee invites Jackie to the Hawaii first. Hawaii is down to go, but all Jackie want to know is Shanny coming? Is Shanny coming? Ming Lee is like, Shanny may not come because of her custody battle with her daughter's father. Ming Lee tells Jackie, you need to talk to her. Jackie says, that they will talk, and that she tells her that they can talk all they want to Chantel, but leave her family out of it. And this is what she's trying to tell Evelyn. Like, leave my family alone, I'll leave yours alone. Now, speaking of Evelyn, Ming Lee tells Jackie how Denise and Brittany and, Shani ain't fooling with her because she's trying to get the juice on Shani. But that's not true. She trying to get to the bottom line of what this bone that Jackie is carrying. Like, come on. But I think those girls, they don't know because they don't talk. They wasn't there, right? So they really don't know. They didn't hear. They weren't at the seasoning event, right? No, Denise was there. Denise was there. Okay, so she even messier than I'm. Okay. Ugh. Denise is horrible. What did Evelyn call her? A bimbo? So Denise ain't fooling with Evelyn because she was trying to get the juice on Chantel, so they say. Ming Lee tells Jackie that her ears perked up at the mentioning of Shani. And she said, yeah, that's my daughter. And she said, well, that's how Evelyn feels about her daughter too. And Jackie like, well, it's an eye for an eye. Okay, child. So the big three dum dums meet at Denise's house. Chantel has some important good news to tell them. They gather together for a little drink, little charcuterie board. And we learned that the judge granted Chantel relocation so she can move from Arizona to LA. Yay! Now she can start over with her family and her new fake friends, Brittany and Denise. Oh, child. She says, honey, they are like a breath of fresh air, honey. I was like, ooh, so fake. So Brittany and Denise have been through custody battles also. And so that this is what they're bonding behind, trauma bonding. So, but they all agree that this is really not a win because the family is battling, her daughter's father. And they want unity. At the end of the day, you want unity, you want co-parenting. You don't want to fuss and fight and argue. But hey, you gotta lay your burdens down and you gotta move on and hopefully pray for the best and maybe things will be better later. Now, Chantel says she is gonna go to Hawaii because she wants clarity from her mother, girl. So Brittany is clear that she is not moving forward with Evelyn, Brandy, or Jackie. And I'm like, well, then you should not be moving your feet towards Hawaii. Don't come. Don't come because you with the mess. You are so happy that you have found somebody who don't get along with their mother. But you know what? All it takes is for Jackie and Chantel to sit down and talk. This is really a cry for help, if you want to be honest. And what are you going to do then, Brittany, when Chantel and Jackie get back cool again? What are you going to do then? What are you going to do then? I would love to know. Huh? Did you ever think about that they may work it out? I mean, they are in close proximity together. They're just one conversation away from getting back cool. Child. And then here goes Chantel allowing Brittany to keep her mama's name in her mouth. I don't get it. I don't get it. These new kids are different. Like, what level of dysfunction is this called when somebody that you just met can just disrespect the mess out of your mama, if not more than you? Some so called friend. And this ain't no real connection that they have. If you pay attention to them, this chemistry is not real. They are just trying to make us believe that this is a bond, it's real. But guess what, besties? It's real empty. This empty conversation that they're having, they're faking, they're trying, they're pressing, they're all desperate for each other's friendships. They're not even friends. I wouldn't want to be friends with nobody who ain't cool with their mama. What in the world? Child. And the girl wants clarity. She said, I'm seeking clarity. So this is a cry for help. Brittany. But Brittany is just ready to rah rah. I'm glad she decided to take that hijab, I think. She should take it off because she's so loud and wrong. So Ming Lee is trying to invite the rest of the ladies. She texts Ty, Brittany and Evelyn because there'll never be a time where Brittany and Evelyn will be together in person. So she texted them about Hawaii. They all down to go. Ty asked her, "Me too." She was like, "Yes." So now Ming Lee is out shopping with Jennifer and Brittany, and then Brandy, and then she invites them to Hawaii and for a good girls trip. And they're like, yes, Hawaii, yes. But they're both excited, but they're both curious to know who's coming. Like, oh my goodness, who's coming, child? So Ming Lee is like, well, I'm not sure about Chantel. And so Jennifer says, well, there will be less drama if she doesn't come. Then Brittany's like, I really hate, that she is excluding herself from us. I'm like, girl, you told her to stay in a child's place. And a child's place is not around women. Anyway, Ming Lee tells them what Denise said about Chantel and Evelyn. They're like, They both like they both was not feeling Denise. They said something about her I don't like. She just she inserts herself in other people's business, and it's giving Destiny's Child. Everyone, all three of them are like Farrah. Not Farrah. If y'all know, if you know, you know about who Farrah is with Destiny's Child, okay? So everyone is packing at their homes, Airbnbs, or whatever you want to call it. Evelyn says she is only cool with Ty and Ming, and they ain't even cool with each other. So she says if they fight, then where does that leave her? Child, out on a beach, drinking a drink, meeting some new people, child. So Jackie tells Jennifer on the phone that she and Chantel haven't talked to each other yet. And if anyone, steps out of line with her daughter, it's going to be a problem. Like, you could talk to my daughter, but it's going to be a problem. And I'm like, okay, well, Jackie, you have stepped out of line with your daughter, and it is a huge problem. Don't nobody want the smoke that y'all have. Everybody's trying to get y'all back together. Some of these women are working overtime trying to get you and your daughter back together. Don't nobody want no problems but you and your daughter. So they arrive in Hawaii. We don't get to see any plane interactions, nothing like that. It's just they were packing and then boom, they get on the van. So van number one has Evelyn, Ty, and Ming on it. Van number two has Brandy, Jackie, and Jennifer. And then van number three has Brittany and Denise, the children, the big three. That's their little gang name, the big three. I'm like, the big three children. So anyway, Ming Lee tells Evelyn that she has been voted off the island. Child, Evelyn was like, oh goodness, like, oh boy. So she's like, I'll speak to Chantel. She said, but yeah, me and Brittany, we've gone down this road before. Whatever. So then Brandy asked Jackie, has she talked to Brittany? And it's like a big no. She cool, but no. Like, Jackie is really in this delusional world. Like, she's all about love. She ain't fixing nothing that she didn't broke before. Just move on and take this love that she got, honey. That's all Jackie is on. If you don't want to love her, she out. So Brittany is in van number three with old Denise, and they just talking about how clicky this group is. And I'm like, baby, clicky, that's you, Brittany. You are clicky. You are the clicky broad in this group. The big three, you started saying that. So she tells us she ain't never been to Hawaii. And I'm like, girl, you need to not be here now. She not excited to be in Hawaii with this group. Well, then why are you here? Y'all know me. I want to know, why are you here? Okay. So when they get to their stay, they're greeted with leis, drinks, some Hawaiian dancing, and Jackie steps out the van and says, the queen has arrived. Brittany in her confessional tells us, the queen of what? Alcohol? I said, Lord, she ain't gonna be able to live that down ever. She gonna be an alcoholic to Brittany to the last day on earth. Brittany is not gonna let her live that down. So where am I? Hold on. Where am I? Where am I? So they get to the stay. They see their suite or cottage, villa, penthouse, whatever they staying in. And Ming Lee asked everyone, if they left their attitudes, bad attitudes in LA. And so Jackie said, no, I got mine in my purse right here in case I need it. Right here. Then she's like, nah, I come here in love. I love everybody. And she's like, Brittany. And Brittany says, it is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. Move on. Ask the next person, Claudia. Oh, and I got to tell y'all something about that too. So Stay tuned after this video. I don't think I had the energy to even make another video. So I'm gonna add it to this one. But child, I'm gonna let you know what I heard, child. So she lets the ladies know that they are there to be positive and have fun. This is a fun girls trip. And everybody's like, yay. Child, the vibration's so low. It's low, honey. So Mean Lee says she pulls Brandy and Evelyn to the side to sit down. She like, let me, get to them first so they can squash their beef. Cause they ain't been talking since, Vegas. So pretty much Brandy says Evelyn needs to apologize to her and owes her a thank you. Evelyn was like, I gave you a thank you. And you gave her a I don't give a F. You gave her that too. So Brandy's like, say it again because you was nasty rude. And she was. Evelyn says, I receive what you're saying and I apologize. I was like, what Evelyn is this, honey? I apologize, and I miss kikiing with you, and thanks for juggling my birthday with Jen's wedding. Now, this was real. Pay attention, Brittany. If you're trying to make us think y'all bonding for real, you know, you heard the lump in Evelyn's throat when she was talking. Uh-huh. She was telling her, I do care about you. I do love you. And, yeah, because you was like, I don't give a F. Let me find it. I can't find the F. So they're good. Cool. So, honey, Chantel shows up to Hawaii alone. She says she did not want to catch the flight with Jackie. She shows up just in time for dinner. No one knows she's there. Just these two heifers, Brittany and Denise. And Brittany can't wait, honey, till they see when Chantel shows up to dinner. Because she's like, because I want you to burn it all down. Shut up. And in her words, because the drama queen, these are her words because she's the drama queen. And when Chantel got to Hawaii, she was like, this is the real queen that showed up. The real queen has arrived. And I was like, okay, okay, okay. So Brittany is waiting. She can't wait for the drama, honey. So at the private dinner, Ty over there trying to holler at Ming Lee, like, can we have a sleepover tonight? She whispering, Ming Lee busting her out. No, we will not be sleeping over. Stop tripping. Shut up. Shut it down. She like, we not gonna have it. No. I was like, ooh. So Ming Lee is like, I do not want to be set back with this lady for 10 years. Like, we cool. Let's keep it cool. So she said no, no sleepover. So then in walks Chantel. Evelyn tells her she wants to have a private conversation with her. And she's like, okay. And then Brandy tells her that she's happy to see her. And she apologizes for being a part of the drama with her and her mother, that happened out in Vegas. And then Jackie over there like, and I said, oh my goodness, is she on the phone with Dougie again? Is she about to call somebody? So Chantel confronts Jackie. What's so funny? The way I would have been like, who is you talking to, heifer? You better respect me anyway. Jackie says, hi, Banna. I'm so happy you're here. I said, golly. Chantel said, well, I want to get to the bottom of things. Who called me impressionable? Crickets, y'all. Silence of the lamb, honey. No one spoke. She was like, Mom, did you call me impressionable? Jackie was like, no, I did not. Denise, Denise told her, Jackie said, she's easily manipulative. And so they ran the flashback back to when they were in the kitchen in Vegas. And Jackie was saying how she's easily manipulative. And so, child, so then she tells us there are a lot of things she can call her mother. And I was like, girl, you need to be punched in the face, Chantel. Like, um, she calling me, impressionable. There's a lot of things I can call her. I was like, Sutton on Beverly Hills, name them, name them, name them. Chantel says, I don't want to do this song and dance, that this group tends to do. I was not present, and there was a lot that had been said about me, and I want clarity. Mm. So Brandy says, do you know how my no, she looks at Brandy and says, do you know how my mom feels about you? She was like, oh, how she feel about me? What I gotta do with it? She talks about you. She talks about all of y'all. Jackie said, you know what? I am ready to go. Uh-uh. So Chantel said, oh, this is what you like to do, stir up drama. Jackie was like, I am not a stirrer of drama, but I'm removing myself from the drama. That's what I'm gonna do. Jackie goes into her, oh no, that's what I'm gonna do. And Brandy's trying to stop Jackie. She's like, trying to make her stay. And Jackie's like, stop it, Brandy. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. I'm not staying. I come here for love. I want to love on everybody. She says, Shannon, if you want to have a conversation, we can have a conversation, but I'm gonna let you have it. This right here, you can have this. You can have all this with them. I will leave. I can leave. Salt Lake City, Meredith Marks, but she says you can leave. But her salad is there. And she's like, oh, and this was going to be so good. And you could tell, honey, because why? Jennifer was eating her salad down to the plate, honey. And I ain't mad at her. Very cute, sophisticated, but honey, she didn't miss a bite. She was like, I know this drama. I'm just going to sit here, be quiet, and eat my salad. That's what I'm gonna do. So Jackie gets her fork. She tries to get up. She took the last of her drink. She about to get up, but then she's like, let me get a little bite of this salad because this is gonna be good. I'm like, girl, take it to the room. Aren't y'all at? No, they're not at their villa. Okay, so I guess she can't take it. Child, Jackie is walking out. Bye, 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 bye. Now, funny thing is, her and me went to some shop where the lady shows you all these color palettes that you should wear that look good on your skin because Ming did not want Jackie wearing all black out in Hawaii. So they picked out some dark, beautiful colors for Jackie, like a pretty blue and some pinks and all that. And Jack was like, oh yeah, this is cute. This is cute. But Jack was like, yeah, black is my love language. Yes. And so right then and there at dinner, Jackie has on all black. I'm like, well, what was the point? You supposed to be in color. Ming did not want you wearing black to Hawaii. So she's walking off and she's like, bye bye, bye, bye bye. I came in love. His so Chantel like, good idea. Bye. No accountability. Bye. Always deflected. Bye. Always lying. Bye. BS. Bye. I'm paraphrasing. So then Chantel is like, I'm not surprised she left, but I am offended because Jackie's talked about her with all these women, right? Who don't know her. But when she shows up, then that's when Jackie wants to leave. Brandy is chasing Jackie down to the van. Jackie, go in there. I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter. I'm leaving. No, Brandy. No, Brandy. But just stay and talk. Well, Brandy, no. You go in there and talk. Do you? And just, don't talk. Child, shut up, Jackie. So Brandy's back at the table. She says, Chantel is going about this. She don't know. On her way back to the table, she tells us that Chantel is going about this the wrong way. And she is. Ming Lee even said that, like, would I've done it like this? No. Is she wrong? No, but wouldn't have done it like this. And is it me, y'all, or Ming Lee must have had a nose job because she kind of sounds like Brit from Housewives of Atlanta. She's almost that nasal. She's kind of headed down that nasally voice type of deal that Brit has. And I'm like, what makes you just, why can't y'all breathe? Why are these doctors messing up your nasal passage? What is happening? It don't sound cute. So anyway, Jackie leaves, child. Hmm. Brandy asked Chantel when she got back to the table, what do you want, from Jackie? And so Chantel's like, number one, I want her to admit that she called me impressionable. Brandy was like, who told you that? And Denise said, I did. I mean, she over there confessing, I did. So Brandy is getting on Denise's case because she was like, you shouldn't have involved yourself in a mother-daughter beef. Like you just making it worse. And so Chantel is telling Brandy, well, Brandy, you trying to stand up for Jackie, but she'll throw you under the bus each and every time. She's done it, she's did it, and she will do it again. Evelyn tells us, honey, that Denise is a bimbo. She's repeating things, she's causing all this drama, and is. It's like they all are just sitting there like three little kids, you know? And so Brittany, she chimes in, and what I do not like about Brittany, of course, everything, but it's just the way she hollers like she wants to fight. She hollers and screams at you. And so she telling Brandy she started all of this by telling Chantel to stay in the child's place. She said, we all saw it in the real time when she didn't even defend her daughter. That's when everybody got in their business. So child Brandy and Brittany are going back and forth and back again, honey. Then tells Brandy she don't get it because she don't have a toxic mother. But but she started everything with everybody. She said, that's what I don't like about you. You pick and choose who to hit the gas with. I said, is this a new slang, child? Hit the gas? And she said, that's what I don't respect about you. And so Brandon's like, well, I've already apologized to Chantel. What do you go? Like, you can pipe down, boo. And so Chantel tells Brandy again, Jackie will just roll over you with an 18-wheeler. So who is trying to promote their alliance? Chantel. Who acts just like their mother? Chantel. Chantel ain't nothing but Jackie. So in Brandy's confessional, she said, I don't care if Jackie don't like me or not. But Chantel, Jackie doesn't like you. So I don't expect her to like me. She don't like you, boo. I was like, you know what? That is a cold truth. That is a cold truth. So Chantel is like, my mom is fake and she has nothing nice to say about you, Brandy. She doesn't like you. This ain't no sisterhood. And you continue to play this game with her. And that's the part of the problem. That's the part of the problem. Wait a minute. No. The part of the problem is you, Chantel. You and your mother. And I heard what your sister said. Y'all heard that the older sister who really don't fool with Brandy, not Brandy, Jackie, she said that Chantel is faking this storyline. They actually get along. This storyline is her story about, I don't remember the oldest sister's name, but she said this is her storyline that Chantel is playing out for Basketball Wives. And we all know that the other sister wrote a book. She was on one of the seasons, talked to Evelyn, wrote a whole book about it, and says that she gonna go back to being quiet, but Chantel is playing her storyline for her story for her sister's storyline. I was like, child, who's zooming? Who? Goodness. And so Brandy said, I don't care because I don't like this. And she's referring to how her and her mother are acting. And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad Brandy said something. And besties, that was the end of the episode. Next week gonna be a fire. It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be pumped up. I can't wait. Some drama gonna be happening. Um, Evelyn talks to Jackie. Jackie tells Evelyn to tell Shanny the only way she'll talk to her is on YouTube or on her talk show. And Chantel's like, what? Jackie said, pay me. You want to talk to me? Pay me. Let me get paid off this, boo. Jackie is a whole entire mess, as we know. But check this out. So is Chantel. Chantel, this is a cry for help. Besties, please like the video. Leave your comments down in the comment section. I was going to tell you guys a bit. I guess I'll tell you a bit about Funky Dineva and Claudia Jordan, y'all. So Funky they're both in New Orleans for the Essence Festival. And you know, Funky did a down to the bar in New Orleans. And he had special guests. It was Tamar, T.S. Madison, Claudia Jordan, Oliver Twist. I don't know if he was on the flyer. It's somebody else. So anyway, saw the video yesterday. It's all you can go on YouTube and you can see it. But there's a clip from his down to the bar where he's in front of his funky bunch. He has the microphone, and Claudia walks in, and he tells her, you know, Claudia, I don't have no beef with you. I'm not even mad at you. And I want us to work together again. Like, let's do this. And then they kind of throw Joyce, their ex-boss, under the bus. He said a lot of that drama came from, you know, management. And she said, you know, Joyce and her crab legs, she get on that Zoom and bust us out. But pretty much he was like, you know, I just left before the drama got worse. You know, Claudia and Al don't fool with each other. You know, Al hates everybody, but him and Funky are still friends. And so he didn't apologize, but that was his apology, kind of. And so he's pretty much saying, I'm pretty much, he said, I'm not mad at you. Let's work together. And so Claudia thanked him and, you know, very nice about it and all this and all that. But baby, when I tell you, I was reading the comments this morning on about 3 different bloggers, content creators pages, honey. And when I tell you the people have spoken, they do not want Claudia to work with Funky ever again. They are like, I hope she don't do it. She ain't stupid. She ain't gonna do that again. Nope, 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 nope. And I was just thinking, besties, is he trying to pull Claudia from Carlos King? Is Funky and Carlos Funky? Probably not. I don't think they're so close because, you know, Claudia and Dustin Ross go do Monday nights with Carlos when they review Real Housewives of Atlanta or Married to Medicine or whatever, you know, they do that. And, you know, Claudia is an actress, you know, she is always in somebody's movie. And, you know, Claudia loves to have 1,800 jobs, honey. But I'm down with what the people say. You know, Funky has grown a lot since Fox Soul because he was a mess. Okay, he has matured. He has cleaned up his act. He's cleaned up his ways. He apologizes. He gives you a disclaimer before he goes down a path. You know, but in my opinion, Funky does not want to work. Like, what do you want to do? Now, I do know that he is rebuilding his basement downstairs from his house. He's getting a studio done, spending a lot of money. He is investing lots and lots of money into the studio. So, of course, he's ready to recruit people and, you know, advertise, network, and get this thing going so he can get his money back, you know. And, you know, I'm sure he wants to get from behind his laptop in his bedroom. I'm sure he wants to do other things, I guess. You know, he's 41. He says he makes what about how much he said he make? Like almost $50,000 a month. He's considered rich in his eyes. He's rich. Nice house, one car, got a boyfriend, two dogs. He living a life. But Folky doesn't want to work. I think him jumping on his laptop, talking smack, he does an hour 4 days a week, but I think he be trying to do an hour and a half a little bit because he think that's what the Funky Bunch wants. But we all know he is lazy. He be going through his motions. He be going through the motions, honey. Sometimes he want to work, sometimes he don't. He good for calling in at least twice or three times a month on his job. He don't want to work. He don't want no real job. Like he's not structured for corporate. He's done it before. He didn't like it. And I'm not trying to hate on nobody's dreams and aspirations because I believe everybody should grow. But Funky, you are still not polished enough to work with someone else because you barely want to work. Like you was on there, got mad and got off the computer. You came back and apologized, but you're not stable enough for structured employment. You're not stable enough. You like to do things like you put us on pause one night. I do watch him because I drive home listening to his crazy, but he put us on pause and went to go poop. So it's like you are not prepared. You're not ready. You like to, Funky likes to get on that thing, talk for a good hour. He like to go out and eat with Quad and Dr. Heavily and his friends, almost pretty plates and them and them and them. He like to go out and eat, and that's it. Like to get drunk. He like to get high on camera while he doing his show. It's like Funky. A few more years maybe, but you ain't ready for that now, honey. And that's that on that, besties. I'm gonna get on off this thing. I'm gonna go to the next thing, Claudia. And I knew something was up when he started saying that. Because he says it now. I'm gonna go to the next thing, Claudia. I said, oh, he's not mad. And I'm all about, apology, making it right, doing things better, moving forward, right? And my bestie, we were texting about it this morning. She said Claudia would do good by just showing up to his little thing one time and leave it alone. Make a guest appearance and go to the next thing, Claudia. And that's that on that, besties. I'll be back with another recap. Bye, besties.